Hello everybody. We have discussed in previous presentation about the different types of motivation theories. Under that we have two main types, that is content theory and process theory. And we have already also discussed about what are different type of content theory with elaboration. And in process theory we also have discussed some theory under the process theory. So today in this discussion we are going to continue with the remaining process theory of motivation. So today, with continuation of the types of process theory of motivation, today we are going to discuss about Adams' equity theory of motivation. In Adams' equity theory of motivation, it says that the relationship between an individual's input, that is how much I am contributing, and their benefits, that is how much I am receiving the rewards, is important for the sense of fairness, for my sense of fairness and equity. That is, I have to maintain the equal balance between the contribution between my inputs and my benefit or the rewards. Thus, for motivation, thus if the input and the reward are balanced, are equal, then I will be more motivated to work again and again, and in the future days also. So it says that the level of reward an individual receive, that is the reward I am receiving, compared to his own sense of contribution, affects the motivation. That is, if I am receiving adequate level of reward of how much I have been contributed to that work, will refer to the level of how much I am going to be motivated. Clear? The theory consider this Adams equity theory considers the concept of equality and fairness, as well as the importance of comparison to others. The first point is that there must be equality between the level of reward and the individual's contribution. That is the first point. Second point, it must also be a fairness and equity among the with the importance of the comparison to others, with me and with other individuals, with my level of contribution, with that person level of contribution, with my level of reward what I am getting back, and with that level of reward how what he or she is getting back as compared to his or her contribution, is also much important in maintaining and motivation. Clear? I will explain much more clearly in the next slide. Okay, so in Adams equity theory, it usually focuses on individual perception as to how fairly they think they are being treated relative to others. First one is the input and the output. That is, I am going to expect that first point is going to motivate me. Second point is that how they are being fairly treated relative to others. Okay, here in input, what you think you put into the job, that is how much I have contributed to my job, that is the input. Second point is the reward you could receive, that if I contributed this much amount of hard work in this particular work, then I could receive this much reward back for what I have done. That is first point. If I'm getting that in a positive or as I have expected, then it will be motivating factors for me. And if I'm not getting what I have been expected, besides of how much I have contribution I have been providing, then if that is not equivalent, that is not balanced between input and output, then I will be less motivated. So it is also much important to provide motivation. Okay, this is the first point. Second point is that comparison between how the input and output I am putting forward to that particular work, and how the input and output another person is putting towards that particular work. Okay, if I am working very much hard and I am getting that much level of a reward, however that another person is not much hardworking and he is making excuses, he's trying to negotiate with higher level of organization, and that is the input is very much less as compared to me. Okay, but the output is similar as that of me, or it is much higher than what I have been receiving. So there will be a difference, there will be no equivalence between both the other person and between me. So in comparison, if there is no balancing, then my motivation will be demotivated. So here is the another point. Okay, so Adams equity theory focus on input and output of myself, and comparison between the input and output of me with other individual. Clear? So let's proceed to the second next theory. That is Locke's goal setting theory. Locke and Latham's goal setting theory detail 5 key principles that support the creation of effective and motivating goals. To provide effective and motivation within an individuals, they set 5 key principles that must be followed while setting a goal. First of all, clarity. The goal must be well clear that what we are going to do, what we are going to receive back, and what we are expecting from that particular goal. We must be clear about that particular goal. Okay. Second principle is the challenging. It must be quite challenging for me, towards the individual, as well as towards the environment. Okay. Acceptance. It must be acceptable by all, by me, by other team worker, by all the surrounding peoples, by the everybody who and whoever are going to experience, who are going to look forward towards that particular goal. Okay. First one must be clarity, clear about the particular goal, that what we are going to achieve. Challengement, it must be challenging to me, challenging to the environment, challenging to the other team worker. Acceptance, it must be acceptable by each and everyone. Feedback, there must be positive as well as negative feedback. If positive feedback is there, automatically we are much motivated, and if negative feedback, we can take it as a negative compliment, and we will try to work upon it and will be more motivated. Okay. And next one is the complexity, and it must be unique. That is, complexity means it must be unique from other other point of view, others project, other works, and others goal or views. Okay. So these are the 5 key principles that must be followed, and after this thing only, we will be motivated, we will be more interested in working towards a particular goal. Clear? So that is about the second theory of motivation. So now we will summarize what we have discussed. In previous discussion, we have discussed different types of process theory, different type of content theory, and summarizing all those topics. Here I will summarize about what are the content theory and what is the process theory. In content theory, we have known that it almost focus on what to be motivated, that is the internal factors. Okay. But in process theory, it must be focused, it is focused on how to motivate an individual. Okay. The factors that will influence the internal factors to get more motivated. And within, under the content theory, there are 4 main theories: Maslow theory, Herzberg two-factor theory, theory of need, and ERG theory. And under the process theory, there is also 4 main theories, that is Skinner reinforcement theory, Bloom's expectancy theory, equity theory Adams, and Locke's goal setting theory. So clear with the theories. First one is content and second one is the process. Content usually focus on the internal factors, that what to be motivated. Process theory focus on how, that is the process how to be motivated. Clear? So I hope that I am clear with the discussion, with the previous discussion also about what the motivation, about the motivation theories, and in types, there is content theory, process theory, elaborative ways of discussion we have already done. So I hope that you all might be clear about this particular topic, and hope that you will go back and just rewind back with your textbook also, then you will get much more clear with the topic. So thank you very much for being attentive to today's discussion, and hope to meet you soon. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay happy.